Hi, I'm Summer Stokes, a reporter with TANTV Studios. We are at the third day of the National Black Caucus, and coming up we have an interview with Councilwoman Brittany Claybrooks. Stay tuned. Can you just start by saying your name and your position currently right now in Congress?
My name is Brittany Claybrooks. I am a councilwoman in the city of East Orange, New Jersey.
Perfect.
Yes.
And can you just tell me a little bit about the policies that you ran on?
So in the city when I was running, it was very important that affordable housing was at the forefront. Parking was an issue, so remember all these things are local issues that touch the people. Parking was important. What we asked for in our redevelopment agreements and our pilots for bigger buildings that was coming in was very important to people because people wanted to know that we were doing the right things by these tax breaks that we were giving out, as well as tenant rights issues. So you have dilapidated buildings, people aren't living in good conditions because these are very old buildings, but you have multi-million-dollar landlords who are coming in and quite frankly not doing what they're supposed to do because of the population that they were serving and or renting to. And so I ran on those platform points.
Great, thank you. And your question in this panel, Young, Black, and Elected, was amazing. You talked about, electing Black people but not pushing Black policy and how there's that disconnect or that
it is.
Yeah. So can you just elaborate more on why you asked that question and then how you're pushing Black policy in your
I asked the question because I grew up in Detroit. And I live in East Orange that's predominantly, it's over 80% Black. So I don't know how to be nowhere and be nothing else but a Black woman living in a Black space, nor do I want to be. I don't aspire to go live this lavish life, and even if I did, I'd always feel a responsibility to my folks. And one of the things that I was always upset about is that when I crossed over into other towns, I saw the difference, clearly. But you have people who are all Black running our city, and nothing was happening, and they were at the forefront of everything. They vote, they run, they get our votes, they come to our churches, they do all this stuff, and then you're in the room and you're like, well, what are you doing? And so it was very important to me when I was given the opportunity to run to stay true to the things that I knew affected people's lives. And for Black folks, a lot of us don't have the resources to do it without government, although it's a system that wasn't set up for us. So it's not enough for you to just be in the seat. What are you doing with the seat? I went to college not because it was my dream. I was supposed to work in the plants in Detroit. But when I got there, I recognized that my education was my VIP ticket to speak the language to people with the resources. That's all it is. But the fact that I grew up poor, Black, in an urban space with two parents who were incarcerated did not change. The only thing that changed was my access to the rooms. And so you have a responsibility when you get in the room to change it.
Yeah.
Be as strategic as you need to be, but don't forget it. And I think too many people, like the gentleman said on the panel, forget that why they're there.
Great. And then my last question for you is, what did you learn from this panel? What was your one takeaway?
I learned that we still have some work to do. We have some work to do in not just electing people that look like us, that just pander to us based on our skin tone, but we have to elect people who share our interests and people who can communicate in what ways they're going to continue to advance our interests. And that's a real skill that people have to take time to learn to do. And I realized that on this panel, that actually was my takeaway.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you so